We
Okay,
make it
right.
work. All
Okay,
right,
right.
all right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's Let's Argue. The Monday is here. Yep, you know how it is. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Ease up on Monday. Yeah, we just witnessed a weekend of carnage. First of all, Springboks smashing All Blacks. Pirates lifting the MTN 8. Someone in the is happy. Look at him. Look at him. City embarrassing United. And Barca dropping 6 without Lamine. Well, if you love your sport with drama, memes, and a sprinkle of scandal, then you're definitely in the right place. Timo!
Yeah, sure, Libza. Good evening to you all. Welcome to Let's Argue. This weekend was crazy. The box restored pride. Amorim is losing his hairline, that Iberian hairline that he got from the whooping that he got from Manchester City. Hansi Flick's teams were firing on all cylinders, and it was surprising to see them play so well without Lamine Yamal. Marcus Rashford even got in on the party. Orlando Pirates did the business. Listen, forget the balanced analysis. We're here to argue. Kaiser Chiefs even lost. So listen, I think it's time for us to just get to it. Let's argue. How about you?
Let's let's not get ahead of ourselves. Kaiser Chiefs is only playing tomorrow, and we're seeing a victory there. And don't forget, this week UEFA Champions League is back, and we got Arsenal taking on Bilbao. We got Liverpool fighting Atleti, and City meets their old boy in Kevin De Bruyne versus Napoli there. And someone needs to get the popcorn because this is a season of chaos. And
Champions
what we
League
want to
football is back.
it's back. It's back, dog. And obviously, you being a Real Madrid fan, I'm
Yes.
sure you're thinking it's your cup this year, with your Jabulani Bengu and stuff. But watching how
Yes.
you guys played this weekend doesn't look like any big ears is coming to your town. Do you think so?
Hey, look, the most important thing is that the Champions League is back. All you need to know is that Real Madrid expect to win the Champions League every season. So I think it's just a little bit of the same
Well, you
thing.
know
I
what?
don't know about
Let's
everyone
start with
else,
the
eh?
rugby. Let's start with rugby. No, wait.
Yeah, hey, the
Let's start
box.
with rugby before we get into your team.
No,
All
listen, the
Blacks,
box.
Springboks.
They really put on a show for us. You could tell that they were playing like men who were possessed. They wanted to
Yeah.
restore pride. They were on a rampage to destroy the All Blacks, and they did that meticulously. I think all South Africans can just be proud about the showing that we got from this past weekend. Kudos to the boys. They did everything and then some.
No, I loved how Sia picked up the ball for this other try and he ran there in the middle, pushed one over. Then as he got down, he put it down, and then the guy took it and went and scored a try. A captain's performance from Sia, smashing everything in sight. And you know what? We started off with Feinberg Mgomezulu, but then money, Libak, money. He went on and his boots were the correct boots this time, and he killed every shot that he needed to net. So you know what? Even when they brought in the bomb squad, man, the scrum turned into a demolition derby.
True
Believe me.
story. True
So
story.
so you know what? All Blacks know now who's number one. They remember now who are the champions. But believe me, to me, it felt like a World Cup final. What about you?
I think every time the box and the All Blacks, come together or meet up, it's almost like a derby, and we're so used to them meeting in the Rugby World final that every time they meet, it's a big spectacle. It's top billing. So yeah, I think the boys they really performed really well in this past game, and I think this performance will assist them in continuing in the Rugby Championship in the remaining games. So yeah, every single time these two outfits meet, you're certified that it's going to be um, firecrackers. You're certified that it's going to be big explosions. You're certified that it's going to be some blockbuster stuff. And indeed, that's exactly what we got.
No, that definitely was. It definitely was. And the match between Pirates and Stellies, when it started off, the teams were very, very a bit, maybe let me say, a bit cautious, because they
Mm.
tried to attack, but no one was really opening up the positions to really get a goal, or maybe sometimes the keeper would come out early to try stop it, but then it went into extra time, and
Yes.
then Pirates said, enough is enough. Enough is
Hmm.
enough. Let us go and turn on the tsunami mode. And then
Yes.
Stellies drowned. Like,
Yes.
the robbers eat finals for breakfast, as they say. And this time they had a traditional African breakfast, and Stellies was on the menu. Well done to the to Pirates. Really loved to see Mbule there in the center, controlling the midfield and
Hmm.
really playing nicely. What was
Hmm.
also nice was also to see Evidence Mahopa there in the center of the striking partner. He was really holding the ball nicely, and he just gives it to his people there on the side and left.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then also the wing backs, they were also quite nice. I think what you call this guy, number 7, Hoto. Now he's a wing back, right?
Yes. Now he's a wing back, but I think the way he plays, he kind of like dominates that whole flank. So
Yeah,
I think it was a consummate performance from Orlando Pirates. I think the manner in which Stellies maybe set up their stall, it was very much expected that they were
yeah.
going to play on the counter attack. They did, however, get chances to score goals, but unfortunately for them, they were unable to take their chances. I think they did well to hold on up until extra time, but once that first goal came in, it was over.
No, it was over because then they wanted to try and catch up. And when it's extra time, those 15 minutes per half usually run away. So I saw
Then,
them after the first goal, then they tried to score too much, leaving gaps behind. Because
yeah,
when
they
it was
pressed too
still
high.
yeah, when it was still like 0-0 during the normal referee's time,
Yes,
between the 90 minutes, there was a
yes,
time when Stellies had a very good 6-7 minutes close to the end, and you thought Stellies actually were going to steal it. There was a time
yes,
where they were like,
yes,
"What
that's true.
about this?" And then we went into extra time. I think extra time actually even helped the Bucks to
Mm,
realign and to just say to themselves, "Okay, okay,
mm,
okay, guys, we are Pirates. We are representing the whole of Gauteng. Let's get back
mm.
to it." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think once that goal came in, Stellies threw their game plan out the window. They really pressed really high up the pitch, and it worked to their detriment because after that they conceded more and more goals. But we also need to applaud the quality that's in the Orlando Pirates side, as well as the coach. At the
mm,
beginning of his tenure, he really looked like he wanted to. Almost demolish a built up house, that had
yeah,
everything going for it. But I think one way or another, maybe somebody whispered into his ear, or maybe he smelled the coffee and he realized that maybe he just needs to build on what was there, and the
yeah.
results are there for everyone to see.
If the foundation is already there, why do you want to demolish the whole building and start new foundation? You don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
basically
yeah,
start
yeah.
from where it was. I think it's the same
Mm.
thing with the Sundowns coach who took over from Mangoba Nciti, right? Because he also, when he started also this year, he looked a bit shaky, obviously missing Ribeiro and stuff like that. But he
Yes,
seems
yes,
to now have found his footing, obviously against Magesi in the Premiership. It was
yes,
textbook Brazilians. Yeah, they dominated possession, and then when they needed to turn on the screw, they did that and killed the game.
yes,
Clinical, professional, and you know what? Even when I turned the channel, because my wife and I on Sunday we watch like soccer, and then we also watch some romantic stuff. You
okay.
learn these things. You learn these things, bruh. You have to watch things like a Love Is Blind, Married at First Sight. These tighten
Yeah,
your marriages. So
yeah.
when we were switching, basically it was I think halftime, no halftime, maybe 60th minute. I was like, Sundowns are gonna win this. Then when I came back, boom, Sundowns had won it. So
Yes, yes. It
really
was a
started what you
It
expect.
was it was definitely another consummate performance from the Brazilians. They were
Mm,
very lethal up front, and I don't want to dampen the parade for Magesi, but they really didn't look like they were there to play. I think they were just trying to hang on for dear life, and Mamelodi Sundowns really put them to the sword. So I think from
Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns perspective, I think they're racking up not only the 3 points, but they're also improving in terms of their performance game by game. And yeah, the romantic stuff is great, hey, but me and my lady, we watch the usual suspects, characters like Kaiser Soze. Maybe, you should try that for you and the missus.
No, no, no. We did that when we were 7 years marriage. Now when we are like 15 years marriage, we watch
Yeah.
Blind, you know, we watch Married at
Yeah.
First Sight, we watch,
Yeah.
mature stuff where we discuss our marriage in detail, you know?
All right.
So
All
I'm
right.
just trying to
All
show
right.
you the trophy that City won yesterday after beating Man United, you know?
Okay.
It's
Oh
right
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. I see. Yeah, I
Can you
see.
see
I
it?
see.
Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
trophy they won because I've
Yeah.
never seen some of our teammates on our WhatsApp group celebrate like they've won the league. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like that cup that you get in church, eh?
yeah,
Looks like that
or the
cup
cup
that you
you
get
get
in
in
church, eh?
cash for attendance.
I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm telling you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know.
so I wanted
I think
congratulations to
Manchester
them,
City.
but
Yes.
congratulations to them. But let's start with the Saturday game where Brentford and Chelsea looked like it was a basketball game because these defenses are allergic to clean sheets. Cole Palmer dragging Chelsea again, while Brentford set pieces nearly caused a cardiac arrest in London. So, any thoughts on that game?
I think we did mention last week when we were getting our predictions that Brentford are perennial giant killers, and
Yeah,
I think Chelsea they put up a real good fight playing away from the bridge, but Brentford they really didn't want the game to get away from them, so they did everything in their power to ensure that they at least got a point at home.
yeah.
So I think overall everyone can be happy with that result because if things had actually gone the way of Brentford, they actually would have gone for the jugular and finished Chelsea off. But Chelsea, on the other hand, they can also take the positives from the depth in their squad. I think both teams can take positives, maybe more so from Brentford because they haven't started the season on the best footing. But I think for the mere fact that Chelsea were able to hang on in a end-to-end game, I think is also a positive result on their regard. Hey, Libs, are you there, sir?
So, look here. Can you see? Yeah, can you see
Hey,
what I'm
Libs.
sharing?
No, I can't see it now. What are you sharing, sir?
Can you see what I'm sharing?
No, I can't see it. I can see you,
Wait,
but I can't see what
maybe
you're sharing.
I need I need my
What?
producer to
Where's the
put
black
this on
hand?
screen for me.
Where's the black
I
hand?
need my
Stella Krem
producer
Shahid Mo. Where's the
to
black hand?
put this on the screen for me because I want you to just see exactly what I'm trying to share here with regards to the actual table from the EPL. You see,
Okay,
so I was just trying to
okay,
show you in terms of the standings right now. Liverpool obviously have played for 1-4, currently at the top.
yes.
Arsenal, who had, do we say an easy game?
No, I don't think Arsenal are getting any easy games. I think they did well to get the result. I think they did well to score 3 goals without a reply at home. I think it's great for confidence, especially leading up to the Champions League that's
Yeah,
kicking off this week. I think Arsenal need to rake up as many points as possible because
yeah.
after all is said and done, I think Mikel Arteta is on his last life this season. So they really need to perform and start firing on all cylinders.
You really think that they would go ahead and fire Mikel Arteta?
Well, if the last seasons are anything to go by, then I don't think so. I think they'll maintain faith in him. But my thing is, the man has been at the helm for such a long time. The man has spent so much money. The man hasn't really given the Arsenal faithful anything. I think to boast about. You can't
Yeah,
even just off the top of your head mention what is Arsenal style of play. Corner kicks. Come on, man, having spent
they
all of
play
that
like
money, having
City.
all that quality in the group, I think they should be at least giving a way better brand of football. They should have a clear identity of what they're trying to do on the pitch, of what the players or the personnel in the group are doing. You see, so you don't see that from Arsenal. You see, you feel like they just
They play like
go
City,
through
bruh.
games and
They play
hope.
like City.
How can you say that when Manchester City are led by Josep Guardiola? Ah,
But
there's the lock.
remember, oh, you see it now.
Yes, now we see it.
Ah,
Yes, yes, the black hand has put
you
it there.
see,
Yes,
see, when we got the best black hand in the business, this is what happened. So after
yeah,
this, we're touching on the La Liga table. So for now, we'll
yeah,
just go on right here. So
yeah.
everyone that obviously watched these matches on the weekend, you'll see
Hmm.
Arsenal currently second, but Tibor is saying Arsenal coach is currently under pressure. But I'm thinking he's way better than the other coaches, so they'll retain him. But Tottenham, Tottenham started off like
Yeah.
a house on fire, and they've only had that one blip, which was it against? It was last week when they lost, right?
Yes.
That one blip that they've had, but then now they're back into winning ways again on 9 points. And
Yes.
then Bournemouth always, do well at the beginning of the year, especially with that kid Semenyo now, like scoring. I think he's got 4 or 5 goals now.
Yes, where Bournemouth are concerned, I think it's very great that you just make mention that the position that they find themselves in the table. I hope that they can maintain that, considering how many players that they lost during this off season. They lost
Yeah.
Zabani, they lost Kirkes to Liverpool. They even lost Dean Huijsen to Real Madrid. So they lost a lot of quality. But in terms of their recruitment, they've added more quality, more class. So I think the credit goes to their manager for at least ensuring that they are in this position on the lock.
And as you can see here, obviously Erling Haaland, fresh off, goals,
Yes,
versus obviously for his national team where he scored 5 goals, the
yes,
only European to ever score 5 goals with his national team. No, I'm not going to
yes.
mention anybody else, Tim. I could see you rolling your eyes, bro. I won't
I
mention
didn't
no
say
one.
anything.
I
I
won't
didn't say
mention no
anything.
one else. I'm just
I didn't
saying the
say anything.
only European
This
to score
guy.
5 goals with his club and 5 goals
I
with his
didn't say
national team.
anything. I didn't say
Haaland
anything.
is
Yeah,
on his
Erling
own in
Haaland.
Europe. Haaland
Kudos
is
to
on his
him.
own in Europe and obviously at the top
Yeah,
of the EPL also on his own with
yeah,
5 goals. And then
yes,
Semenyo, he should come play for Bafana Bafana. Like, really. Like, why his surname is South African Semenyo, like Casta Semenyo. Like, really, just come home, bruh. Just come home. We need that speed. We need that energy. Come home so that you can come and play for us. But then the other matches that we obviously then saw on the weekend, which were of interest to us, obviously Spurs won 3-0 at West Ham. So
hmm
not bad, not bad. Arsenal slept
hmm
Forest 3-0, you know.
hmm
Obviously Odegaard was cooking and they were not even missing Saka this time to show how Arteta has actually evolved in his game, which you don't believe, bruh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm still not convinced. I think what would be fair, considering the vast investment that the man has made, is if he wins the Premier League. I don't think finishing as the first princess or the second princess will cut it. He needs to be the queen of the ball this year, whether he likes it or whether the board likes it. I think this season everything is really riding on how the team performs and if the team grows. Because this is the most important thing. I think the team need to grow from where they've
Yeah.
been to where they're supposed to go.
And you know what? What I saw is that actually the Liverpool team is not as strong as we think it is, bruh. I watched that whole 1-0 boring game against Burnley.
Hmm.
Like, really, if you are the actual champs and are also just bought and a new front three, basically, you should be, like Barcelona scoring 6, like especially teams like Burnley who aren't, known to be your strong contenders. But a
I don't know.
last minute
I don't know.
penalty.
Yes.
Yeah. And you got this
So wait.
Liverpool supporters, the Liverpool supporters today wearing their tops like their score was 5-0. Like, come on.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but you need to take this into account. You know, when you're a championship winning side, sometimes
Mm.
you need to get lucky. Sometimes you need to find a way to grind results out. And this is what they did. You can't take that away from them. If games like this will add on to the final result come season end and Liverpool have retained the championship again, then all of these 3 points they will count. You can't
Yeah.
play at 100% at every single game. So at some games you either need somebody to do something special or you need to get lucky. Sometimes both.
I mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
You don't sound
No,
convinced.
I don't, bruh. I don't.
This is
And
what champions do.
no, I
This is
think
what
Liverpool
champions do.
once they get a real test, we'll definitely see them because that Florian Wirtz that they bought, he's a fraud, man. I'm not seeing the price tag that we've paid for him. And then obviously Sobosla is still playing the same way, and Gravenberg is still playing the same way. But Florian Wirtz, the jury's still out there to actually check how much he can actually play. And
Can I
then,
say something just on that? Can I say
mm,
something just on that? I think
yeah,
the coach has a big problem, right? I think he's
yeah,
tried to play Florian Wirtz from the number 10 position with a double pivot in the midfield, and up to
yeah,
this point, I don't think it has produced. So I think the next best thing would be for not for Florian Wirtz to take up the left
yeah,
wing where Cody Gakpo is. But Cody Gakpo has been a loyal servant to the red side of
yes,
Merseyside. You see, of this Merseyside team. So I think if the coach is maybe going to be looking to find another solution where Florian Wirtz is concerned, he's going to
yeah,
need to move him away from playing deep in the midfield. I think if they maybe try to play him on the left side, on the flank,
yeah,
he'll have more space, he'll have more time to take on defenders, finish off defenders. He'll find himself in more one-on-one positions. He'll find himself in more positions to just tee up the goals for his play for his teammates and maybe
yeah.
score goals. But again, this looks like it will be at the detriment of Cody Gakpo.
Yeah, Cody Gakpo actually plays well in that wing. So I'm not sure really when Isak obviously starts now exactly what's going to happen because then someone needs to take the center. Is it Edikite? Is it Isak? Who goes now to the left? So it's definitely going to be tricky for him. If you can look at now, like the Liverpool side right here, like
Yes.
obviously Gakpo is currently on the left, Isak is in the middle, obviously with Etikite. Where would Etikite go now? You see, so it means Etikite needs to take one of those spots too, because you can't pay so much money for a player and then he's not available, right?
Yeah.
So,
You know what I think it is. I think everyone now is going to have to fight for their positions. You see, now that
yeah,
Liverpool have gotten all the players that they wanted, except for I think it's a Mark Guehi from
yeah,
Crystal
Crystal
Palace.
Palace,
I think everyone else will need to fight for their positions. And if you look at Dominic Soboslai, for example, when they entertained the team from the Emirates in Arsenal,
yeah,
he played at right back. So I think
mm,
if we're really concerned about the team doing well, then we're all going to make sacrifices. Like I said before, I think now at the beginning they're going to try and maybe get Alexander Isak to the level of the rest of his team. In the
yeah.
meantime, him and Ugo Ikitike can fight for the number one spot, and I think that will create great competition. If that doesn't work out, they can always play him on the left wing because when it comes to Mo Salah, he's probably one of the first people on the team sheet. So
Yeah.
unless he gets blighted by injury, I really don't see him being rotated that often unless it's a Carabao Cup or FA Cup in the
Yeah.
early stages of the
No,
competition, you see.
Mo Salah is the first name. You're right on the list when they're putting on the
Mm,
11. I don't think that Mo Salah is
mm,
going to be any different. But
mm.
let's go to this City game here. City game,
The Manchester
obviously,
Derby.
it wasn't an easy game for either two because both of them have obviously been struggling in their last matches. But the City decided to come to the party this time, hey? Because United looked like they were auditioning for a cooking show, you know, because
Woof.
they were roasted by Pep in 90 minutes. You
Oh yeah,
obviously saw
definitely.
Amorim's face. You know, he was like, "I
Mm.
left Lisbon for this," and
Yes.
obviously very, very bad in terms of then how his team did. Because you know what? You could see how strong City was. City had gotten back their swagger, but there are a few people that I must just point out. First, Rodri is currently off form. I don't think we got the same Rodri back that went
Mhm.
into an injury. You see,
Yeah, yeah,
Rodri
yeah.
was
That's true.
has been giving the ball away very cheaply. I watched him the whole match. He was just giving the ball away quite cheaply. He was not the
Mm.
Rodri we know. And then
Yes.
another player, obviously, you know my feelings about Diaz. Obviously, they didn't score us this week, so he'll feel happy. He'll believe that
Mm.
he did well,
Mm.
but the keeper also came to the party because then he did do a few saves, which is actually
Oh
nice. So
yes.
I also
Oh yes.
commend the keeper because that
Yes.
keeper is more of a shot stopper rather than a keeper that plays from the back. And
Oh
it
yes.
showed it when we wanted to play from the back that we needed defenders to help him to actually kick the ball out
Yes.
because he's not that type
Yes.
of player. So I wonder
Yes.
how Pep is going to work this when it comes to teams that want to pressure him and really come and take the ball while he's still in his own 18 area. So I wonder how he's going to do this because Donnarumma is the type of keeper that kicks it out. He just kicks it out. He
Yes.
doesn't
He
know
just
how
kicks it
to.
out. Yes.
Yeah, he can't pass like Ederson. He can't pass like a Stegen. You know, he
Hmm.
can't pass like your previous coaches that obviously like even Casillas from Real Madrid was a good passer for the for that tiki taka that Spain played when they won the World Cup. You know, so it's going to be very what you call interesting to see how Pep actually then falls in love with a keeper like this. But obviously, if your other keeper's been letting in goals, I'll also just fall in love with someone who just stops them. I think that's what Barca even loved when Ter Stegen, who's amazing with his feet, was
Yes.
replaced by Chesney because Chesney,
Yes.
as much as he's not on the amazing with his feet, but he saved goals. You know,
Yes.
in matches sometimes when we thought we were losing, Chesney came up to the party and did his bit. You know, so
Yes.
this is what I think then is a good thing because our defense has been letting in what you call
Lots of goals.
defenders past.
Lots of goals.
We've been letting defenders past, and then obviously our
Mm.
keeper doesn't stop goals. So we also have to blame the defender because we can't. I mean the goalkeeper because we can't just say the
Mm.
defenders let in the goal. The defenders are
Mm.
not the last person. The goalkeeper is the
Yes.
last person. You know,
Yes. And he
you
needs to do
saw
his job.
what yeah, you saw what Emi Martinez did in the World Cup when Colo, what's he called? He
Randall
was
Kolomuani.
yes, Randall was meant to win the World Cup for France. You understand? And the keeper wouldn't have been blamed if the goal went in, right? They would have said the guy was 1-on-1, but he decided to save it, and that's what we need a keeper for. So really great. And then Doku, I don't know what steroids or drugs Doku was on. Please, can they give him the same concoction? Can they give
Yeah.
him the same conclusion? Because for me, I do not think Doku is a bad player. I think he's an inconsistent player. You understand?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
he can
Yes.
play, but it
Yes.
seems as though he needs motivation, he needs massages for him to really come up to the party. I'm not really a hater of Doku, but looking at other wingers in other teams, in other leagues, they are more consistent. Doku, this game here, maybe we might need to wait 3 more games. Do you understand? For him to bring
Yes.
this Doku in. And then
Yes.
also Haaland, obviously they brought the ball to him, obviously to make it easier for him so that he can score these normal types of goals. But he looked hungry because it was a derby. So Haaland
Yes.
also need to
Yes.
get into him. You can't just play just because it's a derby. You need to play. And then Bernardo Silva also, at the beginning, in the first half, I didn't like seeing what I was seeing from him. He looked a bit tired. That guy that was marking him, Duarte or something, he was really taking the ball away from him. But obviously, if you are patient with him, he then starts coming to the party because he starts knowing how to beat the guy. But at the beginning, I was like, oh man, my favorite player, he's definitely might have reached his sell by date. But if Pep can use him wisely, maybe not in the wide, but maybe as a false number 10. Do you understand? Or as a 10, not a false 9, as a 10, because he's great with the passing, Yeah.
Well, look, I will say from the points that you made, right, that firstly, Rodri, maybe if he decides to return the Ballon d'Or, maybe he will start playing well again. Who knows? And then in terms of Gigio Donnarumma, and I think Gigio Donnarumma has shown Manchester City that he is there to give them what they've needed all along. Not to
Mm,
say that we're looking down on the contribution that Ederson made, but
yeah.
it felt like when you watch Ederson play for Manchester City, you felt like he would actually forget that he was actually a goalkeeper. Maybe he thought
Mm,
he was a quarterback in an NFL team, or that
yeah.
he was a playmaker because he got so accustomed to playing so much with his feet. I think
Yes.
Donnarumma, the pairing either at the back or the three or the four or the five at the back. It depends on what type of system maybe Josep Guardiola uses on a particular game. They can definitely help him in terms of taking the possession from him and starting the build-up play all from the back. I
Yeah.
think
No.
Manchester City. I think Manchester City can take many positives from this game. I think Manchester United made it easy for them because, from a tactical standpoint, it didn't look like these players actually wanted to do anything in terms of either
Mm,
challenging in 50-50 challenges, in terms of fighting for pride in this game. I mean, the whole game went by without a single Manchester United player getting a yellow card. And yes,
yeah.
Jeremy Doku did maybe play one of his best performances in a while now. But I
Yeah.
still maintain that maybe Jeremy Doku should be used as a fullback because I feel as a fullback, Josep Guardiola will be able to use more of his attacking or more gifted players,
Yeah.
in and around the midfield. You see, and
I
then
agree with that.
with
I agree
regards
with that.
to Erling Haaland, I think everyone who's a City fan can be very happy with the form that he's showing this particular season. I think ever since he got robbed by Lionel Messi for his Ballon d'Or in 2023, he really wasn't the same player. But this season, it actually looks like he's actually put all those things behind him, and he's really starting to show the old form or old version of Erling Haaland, that marauding serial killer, lethal number nine in front of goal. And I think Manchester City can take many positives from this game on the eve of their first Champions League game.
No, definitely. Well, you know what? Let's skip quickly because of our time. We're already 30 minutes in. And to our
Yes.
viewers, thank you so much for staying, man. We love you. Send through the comments, subscribe, tell your friends about it, because a friend of a friend of a friend is my friend too. But then, La Liga, quickly, just two matches that we're going to touch on, or three. The first one, Atleti, they finally clicked 2-0 versus the Submarines, right? The Yellow Submarines. And then obviously Real Madrid needed help, right? To win against Sociedad. But obviously you guys will say Hoysen was given a red card that he wasn't meant to get, because it was a referee controversy. I want to hear you. Give me your football soap opera.
Okay, this is not a football soap opera. These are the same things that are always happening in La Liga. The same scenario when it happens for other teams, it's a yellow card. But when Real Madrid are concerned, it's a red card. The officiating in La Liga is pathetic. The
Mm.
officiating in La Liga, it leaves a lot to be desired. And I don't know what they think they're doing, but they really are a detriment to the whole league in general, because every single week there is some form of controversy that is happening. You can't make sense of why the VAR team were unable to tell the referee that no, that red card that red card was a wrong decision. But
I,
again, this is La Liga. La Liga is always the same thing. The referees are the one that decide who comes out on top. Being
I,
having a good group of players, having a great coach sometimes is not enough, because
no,
not
no,
only
no.
do you need to fend off the opposition, but you also need to fight the officiating from the referees, and everyone saw it. So it's not like this is some conspiracy talk. Everyone saw it. There was two defenders behind the ball. I'm not saying
No,
I'm not
he was
saying
the
that
last
Dean
man. He
he
was
was
the
not
last
the last man.
man.
Stop making stuff up. I'm not
The
saying
other
Dean.
man
I am
was
not saying. I am not saying Dean Howson was correct. I'm not
The other
saying that
man
he
was
was
20
correct.
meters
That was
away. 20
definitely a
meters that
yellow
way.
card. No, never. Mikel
Ah,
Oyarzabal. Okay, listen. Listen, I'm going to be fair, ne? I'm going to be fair with you. Mikel Oyarzabal needed to firstly beat Dean Huijsen. After beating Dean Huijsen, he would have needed to beat Eder Militao before even getting to the goalkeeper.
but Ede was coming from the center circle.
They
He
had the
wasn't going
angle
to reach
covered.
him. He
That's what
wasn't
I'm
going to
trying to
reach
say
him.
to you. What I'm trying to say to you is that they had the angle covered. At
No,
most,
the
that was a yellow card. But let
angle
me tell
wasn't
you,
covered, bruh.
but let me tell you,
Angle
but
wasn't
let me
covered.
tell you, when the same things happen to other teams, it's a yellow card or they don't even give a yellow card. The same things when they happen to Real Madrid, it gets blown totally out of proportion. But the positive thing is Real Madrid hung on to get the 3 points away at the Anoeta Stadium, and Real Madrid are sitting atop of the La Liga 3.
You know what? I hear you, but I don't hear you. Hoyson knew he was the last man, hence he needed to hold him. If he knew that what you call this thing, Militao was coming to rescue him, he wouldn't have stopped him. Let's look at the top
He
scorers.
didn't need
Um,
to. He didn't need to. He
Mbappe,
didn't need.
Mbappe is doing the work that Cristiano Ronaldo has left for him to do. And I am
Okay.
seeing Mbappe actually take over Cristiano Ronaldo's record because of the frequency in which he is scoring. He is scoring as much as Cristiano Ronaldo actually did. Even in his first season, he actually, I think, got better than Cristiano Ronaldo did, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, Shahid will help us with the stats here. But
Yes, no, that's
um,
absolutely true.
yeah,
But that's only because Cristiano Ronaldo missed 10 games in his first season for Real Madrid. But that's not taking away from what Kylian Mbappe is doing. I think records are there to be broken, and if guys like Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland can keep scoring all these goals, then all the records that have been set by either Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of the goal scoring numbers, then I think those records are all there to be taken down.
no, definitely. Mbappe is taking that one. I see Mbappe actually taking it because of just his frequency, and he's got people that are supplying him all the time, and also he can create his own. So he's definitely going to score quite a lot. And when he plays for France, he gets to play against Moldova, Andorra, Liechtenstein. So obvious, obvious. He will score a lot. No, I'm just so disappointed in the players from the back in the day. Your Gert
Yeah.
Mullers. Why didn't they score 10 against Moldova? Oh, but then Moldova wasn't a country. Remember, they were under the Soviet Union and whatnot. So you just played one country. Now there's Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, Armenia, Andorra, Moldova, Georgia. Yes, they all end with yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I see
So
where
you
you're
know if
going
you
with
play
this.
against a team with
Yeah,
that, yeah,
yeah,
you are beating it.
yeah,
Hmm?
yeah.
Ah. So,
Yeah,
so look, I'm not saying anything bad about Cristiano Ronaldo, a great player, great
yeah.
professional. So his records
Certainly better
definitely
than
are
Messi.
impressive.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah, maybe in using gel, but in football terms, you've seen Cristiano Ronaldo's latest attempts at dribbling, right? He's going to say it's because he's 40. Well, Ronaldinho still dribbles right now. Anyway,
Yeah,
Barcelona won
yeah.
six
Well,
zero. We won't concentrate on that one. And then Rashford also,
yes.
he started and is shining, right? Um, uh,
No, I don't think
uh,
he's shining yet.
no, but
He hasn't started shining yet.
a hat trick of assists. That's quite good.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. I think first and foremost, Marcus Rashford has to win over his teammates, and a hat trick of assist is a great way to win over his teammates. But I
Mm.
don't think he has found excuse me. I don't think he smelt the blood in the water yet. Even though he gets chances to score goals, I don't think he's smelling the blood yet. So I think he needs more games under his belt, and then if he can also stay fit and maybe do more work for the team, I think he will get more chances, and we will really see the best level of Marcus Rashford. But overall, I think This Barcelona team, they did very well to get this result. They humiliated Valencia. They were better at every single juncture against them, and I think Rafinha is still the best player in this team.
Okay. Well, you know what? I don't think what you call this thing? Rashford is gonna have any problem in shining here because of the fact that he's got such an amazing team around him. Just give me
Yes.
2 seconds. I just need to scream something here in the house quickly. Give me 2 seconds.
Well, folks, I know you all have been watching La Liga, and what you've been seeing in La Liga, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's very, very, very shameful, and I wish someone can do something about this. Hopefully, Barcelona can start challenging for trophies without getting assistance from any governing body, from any referees. But that's neither here or there. Real Madrid are sitting on top of the league. La Liga is on fire. We're waiting for Lamine Yamal to get back from injury. Once he's back, we'll we'll be seeing more action. We'll be seeing plenty more football. And if you can just have a look there at the log, you can see that it's already going down in La Liga. Getafe are probably in a position that nobody would have anticipated them to be in. Athletic Club Bilbao also find themselves in a Champions League spot on the eve of the maiden Champions League game where they'll be hosting the Arsenal. Villarreal, Villarreal just got back from the Wanda Metropolitano where they lost to Atletico de Madrid 2-0, but they'll be looking to get back on track and ensure that they climb up the ladder. And I think our brother Lebza is back.
Yeah, no one's
Hey,
climbing up
Lebza!
the ladder, brother. The only person that's climbing up the ladder is Barcelona, and obviously they are climbing up the ladder to take this up. Yeah, so sorry. I'm sorry to the fans. You know what? When you got like 3 kids and a wife, you sometimes you gotta just call them people to order. So I was just checking. Everything is all right in the house. All right, but in terms of Barcelona, they'll catch up to Real Madrid when the Clasico comes. In terms of Atletico, they'll finish third like usual. But I feel sorry for Gundogan, who's now in Valencia, I think. It might just go a little bit harder. But I think it's time we get into the Champions League, brother. Champions League is here. Champions League is here. And as Champions League comes down, we see that we've got some amazing midweek games that we're doing.
Yeah, definitely. The Champions League is
We've
back,
got
and
some
we have
amazing,
m-
amazing.
yes, there's many pulsating games that I think everyone who are fans of the great game can enjoy. PSV Eindhoven are back in the Champions League. Just as I mentioned earlier on, Athletic de Bilbao will be hosting the Arsenal.
Yeah,
Juventus will be hosting Borussia Dortmund at Allianz Stadium.
yeah.
It's certainly going to be pulsating on Tuesday because Real Madrid will also be entertaining Olympique de Marseille. So I think everyone will be looking to get off on a perfect note with
Yeah.
3 points, three solid points for this new Champions League phase that we're going to be enjoying for the second season in a row now.
Ah, okay. No, no, no. But look here. That was Tuesday. And I think the pick of the week is probably that Atleti versus Arsenal because Atleti might give Arsenal a bit of a, uh, you know. But But when it comes to Wednesday, these where the big games basically start coming in. As you can see, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid. Oh,
Yes.
that's going to be a tough match. Tough match for both of them because obviously Atletico defend a lot. Liverpool with their new striking force that hasn't really gelled might just be an issue. And
Hmm.
then we've also got PSG with the high flying Atalanta. I tried to watch the Atalanta game on the weekend. They still play very nice football, but they're missing some of their big hitters that used to actually really carry them. PSG after the five what you call goal mauling by Chelsea back in the Club World Cup. There's doubts now lingering over PSG to say was that a fluke by Chelsea? or will they come back and show it? What's your thoughts on that?
I think history has shown us that whenever Chelsea are the underdog, that's when they are very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But where PSG are concerned, I think they'll be able to continue on the path that they've been on thus far. Maybe they will look at the Club World Cup final as a blip in what could have been a perfect season for them, but I anticipate that they will continue with the pulsating football, and I think they will do everything necessary to get the positive result in their first game back in the Champions League. And Atalanta, where they are concerned, they are no longer coached by Gasperini. Their
Mm,
previous coach has moved on to AS Roma. So I think the opportunity is there, but you must be wary of Atalanta because they still do have quality players in
yeah.
um, Ademula Lukman. They still have quality players in Eder in the midfield.
Mm,
Mark De Ruin. There's quality all over the pitch. So I
yeah.
think it will be a great game, but I do see it going in favor of PSG.
And then Chelsea take on Bayern. The world champions take on the forever champions of the Bundesliga.
Yes, yes. I know. I think that'll also be a great game because we'll be looking to see if Chelsea will be able to rise to the occasion. They're back in the Champions League, fresh off winning the Club World Cup. Bayern
Mm,
München, this is another season with Vincent
Vincent.
Company at the helm. They've added a bit quality, but they've also lost some quality with Yamal Musiala, and it doesn't look like he'll be coming back in the near future, probably towards the end of next season. But
Yeah.
I think Bayern will be a difficult and testing team for Chelsea when they visit them at the Allianz Arena.
I actually don't think so, bruh. I think Bayern has lost that fear factor since company has started coaching them. And I
Yes,
think Enzo Maresca and his team are starting to gain confidence. And I think because of the international break, probably Chelsea was very tired because they've just got international players. They're like a Real Madrid now. Even Real Madrid didn't get two of their Brazilians called up. So clearly, Chelsea's got more stars now than Real Madrid. Where's one day? He'd probably like this compliment. But the other big match is Newcastle welcoming Barcelona. This is now going to be nice. Seeing Barcelona just play against the normal Newcastle side there at by their stadium, and this is going to be quite interesting. Barcelona pitting themselves against Eddie Howe, who I feel has basically surpassed his time that he was supposed to leave at Newcastle. They already were supposed to get a world-beating coach already. Like Newcastle has too much money to be working with someone who's supposed to be coaching Bournemouth. You understand? They were supposed to actually go ahead and hire someone who really has the caliber of taking a team like Newcastle to becoming a world beater like how Man City became. They're taking too long with Eddie Howe. Even when Man City started their new money thing, they started with what was his name, the coach, that the England guy. They started with him and then moved then to the Italian Mancini and stuff like that because they really wanted to start winning. But it was okay with that other English striker, ex-striker, I just forgot his name, because then he seemed like, and because he's supported by the media, because he's English, it was easier to work with him. But then when they needed winning, they got Mancini, they got Pellegrini, and eventually got Pep. So
you
Newcastle,
mean Mark Hughes? You mean Mark Hughes?
Mark Hughes. You see, Mark Hughes
Mhm.
is like Eddie Howe. That's how you
Yeah,
start when you get new money. You hire a Mark Hughes or an Eddie Howe just so that you start, because all you can do with them is invite the the what you call the good English players, because that's all they can attract. They can't
I just
attract.
want to say, I just want to say, most Manchester City fans are like you. They don't know their forefathers, the people who actually paved the way for them. But I think Eddie Howe is a great coach. I think Eddie Howe has actually done better than Mikel Arteta. I think Eddie Howe
How?
maybe has gotten to a point where also his time is running out because the ethos around Newcastle is definitely transforming, and I do not see Eddie Howe being a coach maybe who can consistently ensure that Newcastle can find themselves in the Champions League. But I don't think we should throw the baby out the cot with the water. I think we should also give him time. They're in the Champions League now. They have a lot of quality in the side. Sandro Tonali, Joe Linton. I think he needs to be given an opportunity to show what he can do with this group with in this particular campaign. And if things
But this
don't
is
work
not the
out,
Carabao Cup,
then
bruh.
then we'll see. Pardon?
This is not the Carabao Cup. It's the UEFA Champions League.
No, I understand, but it's because of Eddie Howe that they're in the Champions League right now. So I think that the very least that they could do is give him an opportunity to show what he can do on this platform. And if things don't go well or if things go south, then it's up to them to pull the trigger.
And then Man City facing off with Kevin De Bruyne. Washed up Kevin De Bruyne, according to you.
Actually, not according to me. It's according to the Black Hand. It's according to the Black Hand because our old KDB is plying his trade in the Serie A and he is on fire since he started playing with Napoli. So I think this
Hmm.
will be a very tricky tie for Manchester City, mostly because Napoli look like a more complete team. If I
Yeah.
go player for player, pound for pound. Obviously, I think the home advantage will play very much into Manchester City's favor, but I think they will have big problems with coping with Scott McTominay, with coping with Zambo Anguissa, the Cameroonian in the midfield. There's so much quality in there. Rasmus Hoyland just made a move from Manchester United to the Neapolitan side, and he scored on his debut. So we already know the problem is actually with
Bruh,
Manchester
bruh,
United. I
bruh.
think overall, Napoli can get a positive result at the Etihad Stadium.
How weak is Syria that all the rejects go there and start shining?
I think that's unfair because Luka Modric just scored his first goal for AC Milan this past weekend.
Yeah, you see?
Lilian
And he was
Thuram,
struggling in Madrid. He was struggling in Madrid. The
he wasn't
Casados,
struggling with his, but he wasn't struggling with Madrid. At
he was
Real Madrid, his time was over. They needed to move in a new direction where they wanted to give younger
no,
players an opportunity,
he
not
was
necessarily
struggling.
to say that he was
If,
struggling.
if he was doing the if he was doing the Lord's work that Real Madrid wanted, they would have kept him. Real Madrid will keep you until you are 80 if you are able to do what you need to
Nah,
do.
that's not
He wasn't
true.
doing what he
Nah,
needed
that's
to
not
do.
true. Nah,
He,
that's not true. But
he was not doing what he
I
needed to
think he's
do.
definitely I think he's definitely right now in the right competition because the Serie A definitely needs the kind of quality that Luka Modric brings. That Luka Modric brings to the table. So definitely the Serie A is a very competitive league. We even saw the Derby de Milano, excuse me, the Derby d'Italia this past weekend
Yeah,
where Juventus fared off against Internazionale Milano, and it was one for the books. Where
yeah.
Lilian Thuram, the father of Kefren Thuram, and Marcus Thuram was sitting in the stand watching both of his sons playing
Supporting
some of
both
the best
teams.
football of their lives. Yes, yeah, he was in a tricky situation. I think for
But that's
Father's
so
Day,
nice as a father. It's so nice as a father having two of your kids actually make it in the thing that you wanted them to make it in, right?
oh
But
yeah,
for
definitely.
me, Napoli probably might have a chance because Kevin De Bruyne can tell them all the secrets about obviously how Pep works. So they might have an opportunity there. But I don't think on a normal day that they can definitely handle City. McTominay, like really, if McTominay was any good, his team United would have kept him. Okay, so he's okay there in the leagues where people don't pay attention, and we just see you because you've scored. So let's not lie
Everyone
to ourselves.
everyone who has left this Manchester United side has gone on to be or to reach greater heights. You cannot dispute that. Jadon Sancho left Manchester United mid-season, played well enough to get to a Champions League final. Scott McTominay left Manchester United, was the MVP in the Serie A. I could go on and
Mhm.
on.
Yeah, you can go on and on, but there is nothing on and on about to go on. I think it's time we've reached our picks for the flops and the props of the week.
Yes.
And according to you, I want to know your props. What are your props? Are we Springboks? Is it Rashford? Is it Spurs? Is it Modric? Is it Osimhen? Is it Pirates? What are
I
your
think this
props?
week I think this week I'm going to be very biased and I'm going to give my props to Orlando Pirates.
Yeah,
I think Stellenbosch really put them to the sword, but they held on to get the winners medal at the MTN Wafa Wafa 8 Cup. Scoring 3 goals in the final is no easy feat, and I think Stellenbosch also need to be commended for the valiant fight that they put up. But definitely, my prop of the week goes to Orlando Pirates. Up the Parks. Happy people.
it's so
Yeah.
sad that you guys, for you
Yeah.
to be happy,
Yeah.
you have to be winning. Anyway, my props definitely go to Springboks. I
Yeah.
think this was such a match that could either decide whether the Springboks were still the best or
Mm.
that they've lost it, and that Rassi probably needs to revisit his drawing board. But
Yeah. Go
really,
back
he
to the
showed
drawing
that
board. Mm.
he's still the tactician, and he's still got people with heart.
Mm-hmm.
People that were bleeding at the end of the match, people that were running
Mm.
hard. So thank you to the Springboks for that. Another prop was the Banyana of the Springboks. They played well, man, on Saturday. They really
Yes.
tried,
Yes.
but
Kudos to
hey,
them.
yeah, but
Just wasn't enough.
our Springboks for the ladies, they're all big, and we don't have those skinny ones. While you find the whole of New Zealand was skinny, they only had three big ladies in the New Zealand one. That's why they could just run and just beat us. But obviously, that's not the
Okay.
reason. But with more tactics, better plays, maybe we might actually come close. But it was a great run out. You represented us out, and you were knocked out by a better team. So well done to you, Springbok Bananas. We really love you. And then
Yes.
flop of the week. Is it Amorim's United? Is it Valencia getting 6-0? Is it the Burnley heartbreak with the penalty at the end of the match? Is it
Hey.
Villarreal? Or is it VAR in La Liga again, not helping Real Madrid avoid a red card?
I'm really sick and tired of talking about the officiating in La Liga. I think those guys are very very poor, and in terms of the La Liga brand, they're really not showing their best foot with regards to that. But my flop of the week definitely goes to Ruben Amorim. At the end of the day, I think he's the man in charge, and if the guys cannot come to the party, I think then it needs to fall on him. So definitely he's my flop of the week. Losing 3-0 to this Manchester City side, and not
Whoa,
at
whoa, whoa!
least
Why do
even
you drop
getting.
your face when you say this Manchester City side? Like
Yeah, this
really?
Manchester City side is not the Manchester City side of yesteryear. They don't strike fear in the hearts of the opposition. You see,
Bring Real
anyone
Madrid,
can
we'll
get at
show
them.
you. Bring Real
This
Madrid,
this
and City
Manchester
will
City.
show you.
Let me tell you how poor I feel Ruben Amorim is. They allow Jeremy Doku to be a super player in this game. Jeremy freaking Doku. I have nothing against him, but I don't feel like he's a super player like the media, like the Manchester City faithful. Oh, look at the black hand. Look at what the black hand just did. Oh,
He
look at that,
loves
man.
Doku. I'm sure he's got like a
Ah, look at
screen
that,
a
bruh. Look
screensaver of
at that,
Doku
bruh.
after Doku.
I'm telling
Give
you.
me a D.
I'm telling you.
Oh.
I'm telling you. In a different setting, maybe somebody would use him as a full back, whether as a left back, whether as a right back. And I
Yeah,
think from that position, he would be a marauding player because he would have all that space to do
yeah.
any and everything that he wants with it. But anyways, I'm not your Sub Guardiola. I'm not a genius like him. He definitely knows what he's doing. So definitely flop of the week goes to Ruben Amorim.
No, my flop of the week is Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch had the match. Stellenbosch had it. All they needed to do
Excuse
was now
me.
behave for the extra time and go to penalties. And then they decided to drop their guard and start playing enterprising open football, which was not what they needed to do.
Yes.
Because Pirates still have a bit of that Spanish flair that their previous coach has left with them. So, Stellenbosch, you could have done us proud. We'd be wearing your t shirts today, we'd be singing your theme song. But you decided to drop the ball right at extra time. After making us watch football for teams we don't support for over 90 minutes, I could have watched another episode of Love is Blind or Married at First Sight. But now I had to watch you. And then you decided to drop me at the end. Basically, I should have started that match by watching it and saying it's going to end in tears. But
The
anyway,
sad part was that when I called you after we won the title, you didn't answer your phone. You didn't even
or
return the call. That was the sad part. That was the
no,
sad
it
part,
was
Lebs.
I was now obviously watching the Love is Blind, and we're deep, you know, deep into Love is Blind. Deep.
I
One
hear
day,
you,
one
bruh.
day, one day we'll teach you. Okay, let's get into predictions. Do you see Arsenal sneaking past Bilbao? Do you see Liverpool edging Atleti? And do you see some Barca chaos in Newcastle?
I think the game with Athletic Bilbao and Arsenal will be a draw.
Mm-hmm.
What was the second game that you mentioned?
Liverpool and Atleti.
I expect Liverpool to get the result. The last time, what's this? Atletico de Madrid were at the cup. They got a result and knocked out Jurgen Klopp's outfit. So I think they'll want revenge. Just taking into account how things went the last time that Atletico Madrid were there.
And then Barca and Newcastle.
Barcelona and Newcastle. I think Barcelona are supposed to win that game. So I'm gonna go with Barcelona this time.
For me, Liverpool and Atleti, I see a draw. Arsenal and Bilbao, I see a win for Arsenal. Barca and
Okay.
Newcastle, obviously, I'm hoping for a win for Barca. And then when it
Mhm.
comes to Bayern, I see Bayern torching Chelsea. And then
Mhm.
Juve, Dortmund, I see Dortmund winning that one easily. And then
Mhm.
City and Napoli, I definitely do see City winning this one. Unless Kevin De Bruyne lied that he was tired. He just didn't want to play for Pep anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Manchester City will be able to cope with KDB, will be able to cope with this Napoli side. Plus, I think KDB will want to get revenge because him and Josep Guardiola had a testing relationship during his tenure there. With regards to Juventus and Dortmund, I see that one being a draw. And with regards to Bayern Munich and Chelsea, I think Chelsea will surprise everyone and get a win at the Allianz Arena.
Aye, we shall definitely see. Definitely, guys, all of you watching, thank you for staying with us. As you can see, beautiful, beautiful matches coming through this week. We've got Tuesday, we've got Wednesday, we've got Thursday of humdingers. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. The UCL is back. All the wives, all husbands will be happy this week. All you gotta do is just chill next to them and not comment on the dress code and the head gel and the shorts. Comment at least on the tactics a bit, please. And then tomorrow, Kaiser Chiefs plays Sekukune. This is a top of the
A
table
small
clash
club.
because whoever wins goes to the top of the log. Is it Sekukune? Is it Kaiser Chiefs? The winning momentum is with us. So let's hope Kaiser Chiefs can do it. So if you agreed with us, good. If you didn't, well, that's how it's supposed to be. This is Let's Argue. And when do we see them again, Tebow?
We're going to see each other on Friday. Have yourselves a great week. Thank you for joining us. We hope that all your bets are going to go your way for this upcoming Champions League week. Let's see each other again on Friday. This is Let's Argue.
Let's argue. Cheers. See you later. Yeah, we need a Kaiser Chiefs top in this thing, eh? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Cheers,
No small
guys.
clubs. No small clubs.
Cheers, guys.
Hola. What the hell is the black hand doing? Are we out, homie? Are we out, homie? Are we out, homie?